Good evening. Good evening. Yes. Good evening. I am Lauren Moore, and I am from Core 8-2. What matters is to live in the present. Live now, for every moment is now. It is your thoughts and acts of the moment that create your future. The outline of your future path already exists, for you have created its pattern by your past. That may be a small quote, but it actually has a pretty great meaning. I'm not going to tell you though, because I think we'll figure it out as we go into high school. Today, however, is promotion. Today is one of our last glances of our middle school, regardless of how we personally felt about it. For each person, their opinion of Hillcrest will correspond directly to their actions and decisions while attending here. Despite the numerous and obvious differences, each person shares something in common. Their time at Hillcrest was an experience. Without a doubt, this experience was important. It changed us and gave us a glimpse of our future. I personally could never enroll in online schools. When I asked myself why I felt this way, I realized it's because I'd be completely away from everyone, completely away from people. I believe a lot of times we insult society, but the fact is we couldn't live without it. And in reality, we're a part of it. This seems to be a big problem in middle school, which could be why oftentimes people don't take it too seriously, saying all the big stuff is in high school. I disagree with that. Middle school mattered. Here is where we worked hard, laughed hard, cried hard, and tried hard to find out who we are. All of these questions and new temptations swirling in our heads and what we did with them made up our Hillcrest experience. Personally, I met 2 or 3 people at this school that have forever changed my life. I've made decisions that will alter who I am and what I stand for. How can you say that's not important? Even if you haven't had an experience like that, it'll come. But how soon it'll come, or what you'll do with it when it does, is what your actions decide. There's no denying that middle school has changed us mentally, physically, and emotionally. Just think back to 6th grade for a second, no matter how scary it could be. What did you wear? What did you look like? What did you act like? How many friends did you have? What were your opinions on things, if you had any at all? Also, how did you feel about yourself and others? Even if your only new friend at Hillcrest is Mr. Whistle, I guarantee you, you have been changed. You wake up now, and you are different. Maybe your hair and makeup looks different, your attitude is different, and most guys now drown themselves in Axe, so they definitely smell different. These are all examples of change. Now the catch is change can either be powerful or destructive. Thus, we need to reflect on whether we are becoming a powerful person or a destructive one. Think of yourself as a blob of clay for a second. Over the last 2 years, we have begun to be molded by our hands of influence, and whatever we allowed to influence us, molded us. If we choose the right hands, we could truly turn into a beautiful sculpture. Take a moment and identify 2 or 3 hands that are molding you or have been molding you through your time at Hillcrest. Also, try to imagine where these hands could take you. Will you stand proud and shining among the others? Or will you collapse before you even have a chance to try? That's what your influences decide. Not only did middle school change us, but it was almost like our sneak peek into the real world, shining the light on society, academics, and ourselves. You have to realize the place we are currently in right now, at this moment, will never happen again. We're in a transition between being sheltered and being exposed, from asking questions and from learning the lessons for ourselves. We are at the top during middle school, but soon we will be plummeting to the bottom in high school. But don't ever be discouraged by this fact. While memories are fun to look back on, it's the lessons we learned that will aid us in the future. So not only is this a last goodbye to our past, it's a welcome to what lies ahead. In conclusion, middle school has proved to be an important experience, a changing experience, and a sneak peek into our future. But what type of future we have is what our hard work and positive choices decide. There are so many things in our lives that are decided for us. But what we actually do with our future and who we become, 8th grade class, that is what we decide.